Hey everyone, thanks for watching again. I hope you all had a great Easter. I hope that you didn't play up as much as that I did and end up with a black eye. But thank you all for tuning in and watching my videos. Mate called djcalle actually shared my restoration series for the Astro City on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook for years, but he shared it on there and I've nearly tripled my traffic, and I wasn't expecting any of that traffic. I was expecting almost none because I haven't posted a video for about 4 days, but thanks to him he's tripled my traffic and pretty well highlighted I need to be making more of these videos. So that's the purpose of today's video. And while I'm not going to make a whole dedicated channel just for arcades, I'll definitely try and do some more regular videos. Today I will probably go through the cabs that I've got. You guys can give me some suggestions about what you want to see. Pretty much all of them need some repairs, and there's probably plenty of stories to go with them. But before I go on with that, you should check out djcalle's YouTube. He does a lot of cool work. He repairs low TVs and does CRT mods on RGB TVs, a lot like I did with the Astro City classic console mods, and he's working on some Sega Versus cabinets at the moment, so hopefully we'll see a vid from him fairly soon. But anyway, check that out and I'll get on with a bit of a tour. Right, starting at one end of the arcade, going to the other. Got this Cocktail Donkey Kong 2 cab. It's an absolute mess. I think I paid $150 for it, pretty much as it is. Looks like it was sitting at the tip shop or something for some time. I'm not actually fully 100% certain of the story, but it had a Tutankhamun board in it, and it didn't, well, it sort of barely worked after I did some electrical rewiring to stop it from blowing fuses. But then I converted it to MAME. As you can see, worked alright. The screen's actually surprisingly good for something from pretty much 1980. It's got Core 2 machine in it. It's got a Core 2 machine in it. JPack, pretty standard setup. You would see. I'll probably drag this back in the shed one day to do some cabinet work, but at the moment it's still working. It's a lot in the lower list of my priorities. This was my vertical shooting cab until I did the Astro City restoration. Next we have this Virtua Cop cab. It's actually a Virtua Cop 1 deluxe cabinet, not a Virtua Cop 2, but it's been converted to a Virtua Cop 2. What's unique about this cabinet is it has a parabolic mirror rather than a 90-degree mirror like a normal Virtua Cop or most other of these CRT shooters had back in the day, which means it's got a huge screen. Yeah, so it's been converted to a Virtua Cop 2, as you can see, original Virtua Cop 1 artwork there, Virtua Cop 2 artwork up there. It's got a bit of a problem with the sound and the tube in it. As you can see, it's got a few little problems as well that need sorting out. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go with that yet. It's still fun to play. The big story about this, it's so big it wouldn't fit through even the oversized door over there. I had to break that cabinet down into pieces, and it took me about 12 hours to get it inside. It was ridiculous. Anyway, next cabinet we have my Wild Pilot. Now, I don't think this is a very desirable cabinet, but it is quite rare, as it would seem. Again, this is another MAME conversion. You can see it's running Space Gun at the moment. This conversion was quite challenging because I didn't want to pay the premium for the analog XY boards from Ultimark, so I actually did my own with an Arduino, made them self-calibrating. In the end it worked really well. I did some work to the tube, got that going fairly well. I think I may have recapped it. But yeah, I definitely did some work on the width settings because all of that was up to crap. Got the vibration to work through the guns with MAME hooker and parallel port in the computer. That was pretty cool, but what I have to come back and do with this is get it so it can be turned back to Wild Pilot, because the MAME emulation of Wild Pilot isn't very good. Not that it's a great game, but it would be nice if it actually played the game properly that it's meant to be. But I put a rotary switch in and a fair bit of other work, but it never quite came to be. I might have done some damage to the coin coin input on the board. I can't remember yet, but anyway, that's another project to be done. I think I paid $180 for that. The next one is this. Now this is a piece of junk. This is another Virtua Cop 1 cab that had been hacked into a crisis zone cabinet. It was terrible. I think I paid $120 or something from Wookie of Out of This World in Taz for this. Yeah, but I just stuck. I took the tube out of it. It was actually a good tube for one of my candy cabs, the Naneo. I think it was a Toshiba tube to suit a candy cab, 29-inch. But I just stuck a PlayStation in it. Yeah, you can just see there's a PlayStation in there, power board, just runs the G-Con guns, aren't they? Yeah, just a 90-degree mirror. You can see the screen doesn't look anywhere near as big. Still, it was a good fixer-upper, I suppose. Nothing special about it. Probably my least favourite cab. I just stuck a flat screen 29-inch Panasonic TV CRT in there, I think, and just used component to go to the PlayStation 2. Yeah, it's probably my the cab I'm least proud of for doing mods to. Next is my Namco Cyberlead. Now this is really cool. There's meant to be two of these joined together for fighting games. It's meant to show you, like with Tekken, who's winning up the top. You know, really good tube in it. It's the most expensive cab I bought. I paid $900 for this, and it came with Neo Geo. It came with a Tekken 3 board, a couple of Neo Geo games. It's still really cool though. I was glad I paid that money for it. Really don't use it much. I just love the look of it. This was the first cabinet I got. This is the Namco Excellent Blue. First one I converted to MAME. It's got the tube out of that second Virtua Cop that I showed. Worked out really well. It's got probably the clearest picture out of all the cabs I've got. I'm not sure if that's just the tube or whether I actually went to the effort of recapping the chassis properly. It does have a dry joint in the chassis which stuffs with the pin cushion. So yeah, so I need to go back in and fix that dry joint on the chassis. Probably might do a little bit of convergence work on it, although it's pretty nice. It needs a lot of software work because being my first MAME build, it's pretty badly set up, and it's also supposed to be the main sort of server that holds all of the MAME ROM set. It needs a bit of tidying up. Computer is, I won't even open it, the computer's jammed in there pretty crappily too, so that needs looking at. Next we've got the Astro City. Now if you haven't checked it out, check out my Astro City restoration video playlist. There was a huge amount of work going into this. This was pretty much something most people would bin, I reckon, but I rebuilt it completely. Well, I rebuilt it to that stage and it's pretty fun and going, but anyway, check those out if you haven't seen them. Next we have this one. This is my World Rally. I don't know what this started out as. It was a 4-player LAI lowboy by the looks of it. If we go in here, you can see the 4-player start buttons. You can see the connectors for the other, like the extra joysticks, other than the jammer harness for the 4 players. I guess it might have been an NBA Jam being red, but I don't know. But anyway, it's been converted, as a lot of them seem to have been, to a World Rally. It's got a lot of problems. It doesn't like turning on. It takes quite a while to switch on like that, and then after a while it'll throw a power supply error, even though it's got a new power supply in it, and the convergence is absolutely terrible. So this one probably needs the most attention. I also need to decide if I want to do a MAME conversion on it, because World Rally's cool, but only World Rally. It'd probably be alright if it could do a couple of the other wheel games. So I'm not sure about that. Open suggestions. Totally open to suggestions on that one. Anyway, in the other room, because I ran out of space, have this cab. This is my Ninja Turtles cab. It was once a Ninja Turtles cab, and then someone converted it to a world rally. It had a dirty great hole in the middle of here and other holes hacked into it. I soldered all that up with bits of sheet metal and patched it up. Sort of converted it back to Ninja Turtles. I've just made some crappy artwork out of paper with like a plotting style CAD printer, and then this one I've sprayed it with clear paint. Anyway, it works. They're not the right sticks or anything, but it looks like a Ninja Turtles, playing like a Ninja Turtles. Coin mechanism works, all the buttons work, but it's just a Raspberry Pi on the inside. So I wanted to try that out. It's worked out pretty well all in all. It cost me basically nothing. My mate Mark, he's Buttersoft on Aussie Arcade. I think he got the cab for free. It had a tube in it that was pretty worn. I accidentally damaged that and broke it. But then I think my mate Damien, I think he's Roxbury on Aussie Arcade. Don't quote me. I don't really go on there. He gave me the tube and chassis because he restored another TMNT. Anyway, I put that on there. It still needs more convergence work, but that's the ultimate definition of a survivor build Ninja Turtles. It's been through the wars, but there it is. It's working. I'm pretty happy with the result. Yeah, I opened a comment on that one too. Finally, this is the last one I got. This is obviously an NBA Jam. This is pretty much untouched. It had a lot of problem with sticks binding up and not working. I think there's been a lot of cordial spilled in there. Some of the buttons didn't work. All I've done is get all of those working again. It had a problem where on the game board, one of the EEPROMs had been seated from factory and one of the pins had been bent, and that's what was stopping it from working. And I think I paid 150 bucks for this one because it wasn't working. I bent the pin straight and it mostly works now. There's some dry joints or something on the board and you have to tap the board to get it to go. But otherwise, it's fine. It needs a little bit of convergence work done, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of NBA Jam, or I can't play it for shit. Maybe it's one of those games we need to play with 4 mates, otherwise it's just horrible. But yeah, I like the cab. I like the cab itself, but I always thought these cabs looked cool, so that's why I've got that one. Anyway, so there you have it. That's my arcade. If you want to see more about it, like and subscribe. Definitely give me some suggestions on what sort of content I should be doing. I mean, I'm probably not going to have the time to do full restoration of all of these sequentially over the next couple of weeks with the car work I have to do, but maybe I could do some playthroughs, maybe I could just do some more explanation about how I did some of these mods. I don't know, maybe you guys have some ideas as to what I should do and how I should fix some of these too. Anyway, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments. Thanks to djcalle for sharing the video and making me realise that I need to make more of this content.